Interesting question I got to ask. If Super Bowl wins, if Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley win the Super Bowl, do they become all time greats? No, no. Um, Jalen Hurts is one of those guys that it'd be big for his resume, but he'd have to do it at least another time and get a Super Bowl MVP. But then again, he probably might get, because of Saquon Barkley being so dominant. Jalen Hurts is almost a victim of his success. Two Super Bowl appearances alone ain't nothing to sneeze at. There have been better quarterbacks who've never seen the Super Bowl twice. I can think of Dan Marino. I can think of Aaron Rodgers. But just off the top of my dome. But Jalen Hurts is going to be in his second Super Bowl. So win or lose, he's done something that ain't some greats haven't done. And if he wins, he do what Brett Favre does, but will he be considered as great as that? No. I think that he still falls in line as the really good, pretty good quarterback. And I'm gonna say this what works against him. He was MVP worthy candidate a few years ago, but he got hurt. But there's always been kind of like a cloud of suspicion about how good he really is. Believe it or not, there's still some people that Tua took over, and Miami's better, that Alabama crew, because Tua put up better stats and the Dolphins, and Jalen Hurts just doesn't quite connect like that as that it quarterback. But make no mistake, I mean, he's won two NFC championships, so his resume is pretty good, and a Super Bowl appearance, two appearances now. But he doesn't make the mark as great. It's kind of like he's a question mark. Like, how good is he really? Like, he has to do something kind of extraordinary to maybe woo people, but he doesn't quite get that hit. And I think another thing that runs against him is all the great quarterbacks over in AFC. And when Tom Brady retired and even Aaron Rodgers went over there, you had Patrick Mahomes, who's the GOAT of now. You got Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, who wins MVPs like crazy. So you got like four front runners over there that would be considered better than him. And who's over in the NFC? Matthew Stafford. Kyler Murray's an underachiever. Him and Hurts are kind of like in the same predicament. Jaden Daniels, who's coming on for Washington, just a pup. Dak Prescott is a never was. Got in that good category. So Kirk Cousins, you seen what happened with that. And I don't need to go on really. Do I need to really go on? So it's kind of like, Matthew Stafford, Brock Purdy. It's not much over the NFC that people get excited about. So he's a victim of being in a one no happening tier of the quality over there. Saquon Barkley, he's 2,000 yards. And he's still probably about a couple years away from getting 10,000. So playing with the Giants, when you can play for a squirrel team, that doesn't work against people looking at you an all-time great, because O.J. Simpson was great. Top 5, top 3, top 2 for me. Barry Sanders, top 2, 3 for 5. Walter Payton, except for the 85 season when he won the Super Bowl and another couple playoff appearances, for a long time, the Bears stunk. He was great. So being on crappy teams and running back don't work against you. But he doesn't quite get that. I was asked this on a live stream. Check out my live stream if you ever get a chance to come through. Was he an all? I said, no, I can name 10 guys off the top of the dome. And I probably could name another 10 that were better than him, who would have been probably in his. He's kind of, and then if he wins, now had he broke Eric Dickerson's record, wins the Super Bowl, and wins the Super Bowl MVP, I would have called that the Triple Crown. And I probably would have said the greatest running back season ever. And I'll tell you why. Because he'd have broken the record. He would have beat Kansas City, Mahomes, in the quest for dynasty. And he would have been MVP. And also on top of that, he buried the New York Giants effectively because Daniel Jones got put to the Minnesota Vikings. But he doesn't fall. You got to get back to me in a couple years. I got to see how his career goes. I got to see what goes on. He's not in that argument, not even close to that. Because they can probably say about 15, maybe 20 guys are still better than he was. But if he played with Philadelphia and he's competing for championships and titles, he's got a chance. If he can get probably about, dare I say, another 7,000, 8,000 yards and he wins a ring or two, then yeah, we can revisit that. At this stage, he's not close to it. Even if he was to win a ring and be a Super Bowl MVP, he would have to do this. He'd have to have at least probably 12 to 15,000 career yards, 2 rings, and probably at least one Super Bowl MVP, and be dominant to get to that type of level. Because right now it's not there. But he's in that very good class, and he looks like a guy that got redeemed. But you let me know. Even if they win the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley are not going towards being considered great, all-time greats. It would take at least probably about 2 rings each, maybe 3 for Hurts, at least 2 for Saquon. That's where I stand with it. If you dispute me, feel free below. But they're not going, winning a ring will not make them all-time great players. Because I can think of too many reasons why they're not. Do I like them? No. And to Jalen Hurts' credit, he's further along than Donovan McNabb was. Further along than Ron Jaworski. So from the Philadelphia iconic standpoint, if he wins, it could be even bigger than Nick Foles if he wins. But that was huge, though. But you let me know what you think below. Saquon got a chance to be the best Eagles back. I think Shady with Montgomery. You can debate that. We'll see how he goes 2 or 3 years down the line. Let me know below what you think, Brian Westbrook. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like it. Hit that membership. I'm out. Peace.